Welcome, everybody, to University of Tampa basketball. We get a little bit of an early start here. They've stopped the countdown to the game start, the horn, at the 5-minute mark because it's senior day here at Bob Martinez Athletic Center. And the seniors from the University of Tampa men's basketball team are now being introduced and honored here in this pregame ceremony. I'm Scott Lynn. DeCarlo DeVoe is alongside. Our producer Andre is here as well. And let's start it off with Yannick Noah. Oh, Yannick Noah. I knew I was going to say that. Yannick Oma. Yannick Oma.
Player.
I got the old-time tennis player there. But Yannick Oa is a guy who's played in 12 games as a Spartan since coming to the school in 2019. Made his first ever basket last Saturday against the nation's top-ranked team, Nova Southeastern. He graduates with a business information technology degree. He's escorted by friend and Tampa soccer great Till Neumann and his girlfriend Jennifer Sandoval. Yannick Oma, who, by the way, will be getting a start today on senior day, as I think the head coach, Richard Schmidt, is going to honor seniors by starting 5 seniors today.
Wow.
So we shall see.
Very Dean Smith-like.
Yeah. Justin Anderson now being introduced, and he is accompanied by his mother, Kim Anderson, and father, Jim Anderson. The senior has played in 12 games as a Spartan since enrolling in 2019. He was a perfect 3 of 3 from the field this season, averaging 1.6 points per game in the games in which he appeared. Graduating with 2 degrees in accounting and sport management, Justin Anderson. And again, we talked during the women's game, DeCarlo, about guys who don't get a lot of opportunity to play court time, but they're at every practice. They still contribute in their own way, and Justin Anderson is one of those guys.
Right. Every great team are pushed by the people in practice, the scout teams, and just it takes a whole team effort. It's not just the starting 5.
Right. Now being introduced is Yarden Willis, grad senior, has appeared in 16 games as a Spartan since joining UT program from Binghamton University in 2022. This season he started a dozen games, averaging 5 points a game, shooting 59% from the floor, graduating with a degree in business administration, and escorted by his father, John Willis, and girlfriend, Sophie. Yarden Willis. Willis, by the way, had a great game at Florida Tech, 15 points, 11 rebounds, a double-double. But Willis is injured and will not play today, as my understanding. So it's a disappointment, one of the many injuries that this Tampa program has suffered through this season.
Oh, man, tell me about it.
There have been many games where like 3 starters have been out every time.
Right, and there's 2 things, as they say. You can't teach speed and you can't teach height, and Yarden Willis is definitely 7 feet tall.
Yeah. Zach Simpson is now being introduced. This senior's appeared in 22 games as a Spartan since transferring from Community College of Rhode Island in 2020. This season, he started 6 games, averaging about a point and a half on games, shooting 60% from the floor, graduating with a degree in sport management and escorted by his mother, Michelle Simpson, father, Scott Simpson, brother, Hunter Simpson, and sister, Kimberly Falso. This is Zach Simpson shaking the hand right now of head coach Richard Schmidt. The legendary coach at UT. Again, these seniors haven't had the success that they would have liked over recent years, but still, if you've played at Division II basketball or Division I basketball, you're still somebody to be respected and commended.
Amen to that. Amen to that.
Zach Simpson. Few photographs now. Scored a career-high 10 points at Palm Beach Atlantic earlier this year. He had a shoulder injury and missed 11 games. He missed 11 games straight in November and December and early part of January. He's back and has been playing, but he's probably not 100%. But he said, hey, it's senior day.
Right.
I'm playing. Of course I'm playing. Next up, a guy I remember from doing the games years ago when he was just a young lad. This senior has appeared in 58 games as a Spartan since he transferred from Tyler Junior College in 2019. Jonathan Bryant II has averaged 9.3 points per game, shooting 43% from the field. He's had 2 double-doubles during his career. graduating with a degree in media, communication, and culture, escorted by his father, Jonathan Bryant Sr., and mother, Stephanie Bryant, Jonathan Bryant II.
Right, and his father, Jonathan Bryant Sr., served in our nation's great armed forces, so salute to him.
Absolutely. Jonathan Bryant, I remember back, again, I talk about his early years. I mean, he had one game that everybody went, oh, this guy's going to be big here. He's had a double-double this year, in fact, 12 points, 10 rebounds in the game at Florida Tech. So 2 double-doubles in that game, a game in which Tampa lost 65-59. If you had told me that 4 players for Tampa scored in double figures, 2 of them had double-doubles, and only 2 players scored in double figures for Florida Tech, but that Florida Tech would have won the game, I would have been surprised.
Right.
But turnovers were huge in their first meeting. Tampa turned it over 17 times for 20 Florida Tech points. Florida Tech only had 5 turnovers in the game, leading to 7 UT points. A 13-point difference in turnovers in a 6-point game. So that was it. And now the final senior being introduced here pregame, Micah Brown. This senior's appeared in 54 games as a Spartan. Started 48 since transferring from Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College in 2020. As a senior, he has set his career high in points, scoring 33 against Lynn, and his career high in field goal percentage was 60% in that same game. Currently leading the team, averaging 17 points a game and 36 minutes per. Graduating with a degree in sport management and escorted by his father, Deontra Brown, cousin Taboris Lindsay, and girlfriend Jade White. Micah Brown. He has been one of the bright spots on this team, leads the team in steals, scoring, as I mentioned, leading three-point shooters, drained 41% from downtown, 43 of 104, most attempts. Yeah, kind of been the offensive machine for the Spartans.
Yes, he not only is his offensive output, but it's his leadership. You know, they just feel more secure when he's on the court.
So those are your seniors. We want to, they got a nice round of applause from the crowd here on this final game of the regular season. This game will mean more to Florida Tech than it means to Tampa. I mean, you hate to say that, but as far as the standings go and seeding and whatnot, Florida Tech comes into this game tied for 4th in the SSC with a 10-9 conference record, tied with Embry-Riddle and Rollins, all at 10-9. Palm Beach Atlantic is 1 game back at 9-10. So those 4 teams are trying to get that last home court spot. Nova Southeastern will be the 1 seed in the SSC tournament. They are 19-0 entering today's play. St. Leo and Florida Southern are both 12-7 in the conference. And then comes the 10-9 group of Embry-Riddle, Florida Tech, and Rollins. So Florida Tech will have emphasis on this. And there's that nice round of applause we knew was coming for the seniors. Tampa enters the game with a 7-12 conference mark. 8-17 overall. Again, not the kind of season that was expected. The Spartans actually, I think, in the coaches' preseason poll were picked to finish 6th.
Wow.
So they have not lived up to those expectations, but it goes back to injuries.
Right.
I mean,
and if you saw them at the preseason scrimmage versus University of South Florida across town, they had a nice showing. I mean, but unfortunately, there were 2 things that happened in that game. The big guy, Yarden, was hurt, so there was a prelude to the injuries this season. But also, they had a lot of turnovers during that game.
Right. That's very nice. Thank you. We're getting some kudos. And nice to meet you, sir.
All right.
He come up again. It's gratifying when parents and fans come up to say, "Hey, we watch all the broadcasts whenever we're home, and you guys do a nice job." He's congratulating me. This is only the first men's game I've called. The women's games, of course, I've called a couple. Sitting in for Jack. Jack Ike, of course, off this weekend. He'll be back for the women's game on Tuesday night when the SSC tournament begins here with a first-round game. But anyway, it's interesting Tampa's going to want to win the game. It's your last game for those seniors, maybe the last game they'll ever play.
Right. For some.
As a team. And so, you're going to try to do your very best and play your hardest. And as we saw in the first game, Florida Tech, with only one conference win all season, 3 wins total, gave the third-ranked team in the nation all it could handle for 3 quarters.
Right.
They had, I think, 2 or maybe even 3 chances to make it a single-digit deficit in the fourth quarter, and just didn't get the shots to go down. So you just never know. One of the things we talked about. And so Tampa, which is coming off a game, a loss at Barry, 67-54. A game that Tyson Leto had a double-double, 11 points and 10 rebounds, and Micah Brown led the way with 14 points. But this is a team that the last time you were on the air, which was last Saturday, doing the men's game, UT was hosting number 1 ranked Nova Southeastern, and the Spartans played them even for the first half.
Right.
I mean, they were there. It was a 52-46 game at halftime before the third quarter, or the second half started, rather.
It was the first 3 minutes of that third quarter that really blew it open for Nova.
Yeah, that second half. And again, I said third quarter, alluding to the women's game.
Right.
Sorry, second half, men's game. So that second half, but yeah, the first 3 minutes of that second half, it was all Nova Southeastern, and they never looked back. They won the game 115-77.
Right.
But again, to the point, it's basketball and stuff can happen. So we'll see what happens today. By the way, I understand Tyson Leto will not play today. He suffered a sprained ankle in practice yesterday. So Leto, the number 2 scorer on the team, the leading rebounder, almost 11 points, more than 9 rebounds a game, 1.5 steals a game. I mean, that's going to be another big loss in the lineup for Tampa.
Right. Where do you make that up from overnight?
Yeah.
Not impossible, but just highly improbable.
I'm going to ask Andre to fire up the stats monitor for me because I'm technologically challenged here. Thank you, Andre. We got to get to the men's game. We do thank you all for joining us here. The men's game getting a little bit of a later start due to the senior festivities, both before the women's game and then again here just moments ago before the men's game. Florida Tech comes into this game with a record of 17-10 overall, 10-9 in the SSC. This is the Panthers' first winning season since the 2016-17 season.
Wow.
Billy Mims has, of course, had a nice career at Florida Tech, 18th year there. This is his 37th year as a head coach, 42nd year of coaching overall. He took over the Florida Tech program. He's coached 31 all-SSC players, 3 SSC Defensive Players of the Year, a couple of Freshmen of the Year in the conference. Mims, maybe the best season in school history, the 2011-12 season, when he led the Crimson and Gray to its first outright SSC championship and the second round of the NCAA Division II championships. The Panthers that year finished 23-7 overall, 12-4 in the SSC. Their 23 wins on the season, the second most in program history. But you told me something I didn't know off the air.
Now, if I can add something to that,
Billy
Scott.
Mims.
Right, Billy Mims. He when I first encountered Coach Mims, he was the head coach for Barry University. Okay, he was at Barry.
Right.
He left Barry to take on a pro coaching contract in the UK for the London Leopards, where upon my graduation, he gave me my first shot at European pro basketball.
That is so cool.
So I would always be indebted to Coach Mims. And, I mean, even though I played against him, I always liked him. He was always an advocate for any player in this conference that's pretty good. You know, he's a basketball enthusiast hailing from South Carolina. And I will always have love and respect for Coach Billy Mims.
That is awesome. I did not know that you had played for him. I mean, I never would have guessed that in a million years. That's really cool. Nice connection. And, yes, good coach for sure. Two really legendary coaches, the head coaches here today. Richard Schmidt's been around a long time, over 700 career wins for Tampa. His assistant, Justin Pekka. The assistants for Billy Mims are Joey James, Jawan Holmes, and Joe Sanchez. Had a chance to talk to them briefly as I tried to make sure I had the pronunciations correct for some of their players. They've got a couple of Greek players, and I'm telling you what, I pray that they don't get in the game. Okay? I'm just telling you right now.
I say this: just pronounce the name you can. Just say the name you can pronounce.
Okay, yeah.
Some of those last names, the Greek team, Panathinaikos.
That's right.
It took me years to be able to say that.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome! But you got it. But there's a Timonoglu. Oh, time for the national anthem. Then we'll continue.
Although Morgan is no longer with us, her legacy and impact has created a growing community among student athletes, increasing mental health awareness. Morgan's message was created by her family and former teammates with a mission to eliminate the stigma surrounding mental health. Doing so by normalizing conversations, fighting to equalize the treatment of physical and mental health in athletics, empowering those who suffer in silence, and supporting those who feel alone. At the University of Tampa, we want to come together to make sure all of our student athletes know how important they are and that we are here for them as fellow student athletes. To find out more information, please visit our Instagram page at Tampa Morgan's Message or visit morgansmessage.org. At this time, we ask you please rise and join us in a moment of silence to honor Morgan Rogers and the beautiful lives of the student athletes who have lost their battles with mental health. Thank you.
Now, folks, while you're standing, please honor America. Our national anthem today being sung by our own Jerome Fulton. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight last evening, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb's birds singing gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Florida Tech coming into the game with a 17-10 record, 10-9 in the SSE, tied for fourth with Embry-Riddle and Rollins. They have gone into a little bit of a skid. They started the season 14-4. They've gone 3-6 since. They actually lost 3 of their last 4 and 6 of their last 9, and they broke their 3-game losing streak with a 100-77 win over Lynn on Wednesday night. Florida Tech was a preseason pick at number 9 in the SSE. They have done better than that. Tampa, meantime, has struggled a bit, 8-17 overall, 7-12 in the conference. The Spartans have lost 5 of their last 6 and are looking here today with no chance of making it to the SSE tournament, but just trying to get a win in their final game of the regular season. We'll have the starting lineups here for you. I do want to mention before we get too far along that one of the top players on this team, Sean Haug. Haug is a player from my area, Central Illinois, played at Danville High School in the Big 12 conference. I was an all Big 12 player back in the day.
Wow.
In his conference at Lincoln High School. Lincoln just beat Danville in the regional tournament to knock him out of the Illinois High School State Tournament And I went and introduced myself and made mention of that to Sean before the game. Gave him a hard time about it. I said, if it makes you feel any better, Lincoln got beat last night by another team, so Lincoln's out too. So
wow.
But he's a great player, leading scorer at almost 21 points a game. Fun to play, fun to watch play, 21 points a game almost on the season. The starting lineup, as we look and see, we do see Bryant Brown. Check that. We see Jonathan Bryant, rather. Also, Yannick Oma making his first start here today. Justin Anderson, Micah Brown, and Zach Simpson, the starting five. Again, 5 seniors starting for the coach.
Right. The only thing I wish, for Yannick making his first start, I wish his parents from Germany could have been here. But the great thing about technology, even though some of us are technology challenged,
yeah, right.
they can watch through the website, through the streaming. So I hope if Yannick, Mr. and Mrs. Olma, if you're watching, hello from sunny Tampa, Florida, and we wish your son a great game today.
All right, and it's Sean Haug, Niall Harris, number 12, Seshawn Russell, number 25, Elias Martin, number 2, and Micaiah Noble is number 13. Those are the starters. Tampa has the ball first here today. Working it around. This is Bryant. The shot off the rim, no good. Simpson goes up and gets the ball. And another 3 by Bryant. Again, rims out. Martin the rebound.
Brian is quite an athlete, as you can see from the warm-ups, and you witnessed it several years ago.
Yeah. He is a terrific talent. 6'3", 210 pounds, and solid muscle. Yeah. It'll be Tampa basketball here.
Hearing stories from his dad. His dad was quite the athlete also. He played some basketball while in the military.
Tampa trying to get it inside to Bryant. He was trying to post up Niall Harris down low, got knocked away, and Harris now with the basketball going the other way. A minute in. No score. 3-point shot straight away, back of the iron. Long rebound comes out. Niall Harris grabs it. He takes it strong to the basket, up and in. Niall Harris is a good player. I've watched several of their games. He averages 5 points and almost 6 rebounds a game. Check that. I looked at the wrong number. He's averaging almost 11 points and a team high 6.7 rebounds per game. So
right.
He's very active. Yeah,
and looking at this roster, I was talking to Coach Mims prior to the game. He recruits the UK hard. Having roots as a pro basketball coach in the country, I guess he can get some of the better qualifiers to his team at Florida Tech in Melbourne.
The dunk by Noble there makes it 4-0 Panthers. Trying to get it inside to Oma, knocked out of bounds. It'll still be Tampa ball underneath. Almost 2 minutes into the game, 4-0. Inbound it comes. Driving, good defense, cut him off. Nice turnaround jumper off the baseline, no good by Micah Brown.
Yeah, that's a pro-type shot that Micah Brown just took. If you can make that consistently, you could play anywhere.
Good rebound. Simpson with a nice seal out. Now Brown. Look, he said he got fouled, didn't get a whistle. We go the other way.
Yeah, I know we're sitting up with a bird's eye view, but it looked like a foul to me also.
Russell with the basketball. He is defended by Anderson. On top, here's Haug. Haug with a 3. He's got range.
Yeah, and I joke with Jack a lot. Lefties have great form because Jack is lefty.
Yeah, interesting. The announcer courtside said it was Niall Harris for 3. It was not. That was Haug. I'm positive. He's the only lefty on the team, and he pumped that baby through. Here's Micah Brown for 3, and the Spartans are on the board just over 3 minutes into the game. 7-3, Florida Tech on top.
Yeah, Micah's a nice player. He can score on all three levels also. He could also play some point guard if you needed him to.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Good hands there by Oma. Oma from Dusseldorf, Germany. Played in just 2 games last year. He's played now in 10 games this season. This is his first start. Again, we mentioned it during the senior introductions. Scored his first ever basket last week against Nova Southeastern, the number 1 team in the country.
It was actually on an emphatic dunk, as he's quite the athlete.
He is 6'9". He's got the size. That shot by Howe is no good. And Kevin Harris into the game. Jacob Harris comes down with that rebound. He checks in. He's started most of the games this year, but coming off the bench here on senior day, Harris is a 6'8" junior. Micah Brown, three-pointer, rims out. There's Niall Harris with it. Still 7-3. Russell working on Brown. Inside it goes, and back out to Russell rather. Russell finds his man in the corner for 3. Boy, that was a nice play.
Yeah,
that was Harris this time.
They were playing a two-man game right there.
Yeah, they were.
Nice chemistry.
And Niall Harris knocks it down for his first points of the game. It's 10-3. Micah Brown on top. Harris for 3. Yes, sir.
Now, I'll tell you this, Scott. I'll take the 2 threes by UT, but to make up for not having a post presence, you got to get a lot of strong drives going to the basket so that you could get fouled, get to the line, and manufacture some points.
Jacob Harris knocked that one down. He's close to a 40% three-point shooter on the year. Here's Niall Harris again, and he knocks down another one. It's 13-6, 5 minutes into the game. Jake Harris with the basketball. Working on Noble. Into the lane. Tough shot. Got the roll. No, he did not. It comes out. Hit about 10 times upon the rim, but decided not to go in. Here's Russell for 3, and he drains it, and it's a 10-point lead for the Panthers, 16-6. Seshawn Russell. He's been around seemingly forever.
Yes, he has. I mean, which is good for Florida Tech, but not good for the opponents.
Oh, no. He was all SSC, first team back in 2021. Ball stolen from behind almost. Bryant didn't see the defender coming from behind there.
Now, what has to be done in that scenario? Is Isaiah Young, your man goes to double, your teammate has his back turned, you have to alert him.
Right.
You can't
nobody talk to him.
Right. You can't watch. And that's one thing with communication on the court. If you're not communicating, it's harder to win.
Right. We're going to keep it here this time. Scott Lynn, along with DeCarlo DeVoe. Andre's handling all the producing. And, you know, it's a 10-point game, and we're taking the first time out that we've had here. It's sort of an important time in the game already, even though it's early.
Right.
If you're Tampa, you don't want to fall behind by a lot.
No.
In a hurry.
Especially not on senior day.
Right. Well, Jake Harris did not start, as again, 5 seniors, I think, were on the floor. But Jake Harris came in and hit his first 3. I really have liked watching Harris this season as I've watched you and Jack call the games. He's got that size, 6'8", got good handles. He handles the ball well for a big guy. He almost plays as a guard a lot of times against the press.
Right, pretty much.
I remember him coming in as a skinny little freshman and thinking, well, you know, he could develop into something, and he really has. He's a nice player. Again, Jake's averaging almost 10 points a game, 9.5 points a game, and he's the leading assist maker, almost 3 assists per game.
What I've shared with Jake, and I've said this to his dad also, is to be more aggressive. You have some talents. Being aggressive doesn't mean you're out of control. Being aggressive means that you're taking advantage of your talents that you have.
Right.
Because if you don't use it, eventually one day you will lose it because Father Time is undefeated, as you know, as we both know.
As we know. Former Danville Viking, Sean Houck, gets another deuce right there. It's 18-6. And there's Harris, missed the lay-in. Pretty feed by Brown, and he just missed the layup. Again, against a team that is playing better than you are for the season, you really got to make those.
Right. Your free throws and your point-blank layups, as Coach Smith referred to them as bunnies.
And nobody knows that more than Jake right now. He's kicking himself for sure. Here's Russell for three from the corner. Oh,
wow.
Nice inbound play. I'll throw you the ball if you hand it back to me, and then I'll hit from the corner.
Wow. And it's almost like a screen at the same time on the handoff.
I know, that was nice. It's so simple. We're going to have a foul called here, I think, on Noble, if I'm not mistaken. So far, it's Russell with 6 points, Noble and Harris and Howe with 5 apiece. Nice balanced scoring. Martin has a couple of rebounds and a block shot for his contributions. Isaiah Young is checked into the game. Here's a three-point shot by Simpson. No good. Simpson got a pretty good look at it. Howe misses that one, but it's tipped up and in. That was Martin.
Yeah, UT has taken 8 threes. 8 threes out of 12 shots.
And I'm not sure that they're being forced to take the outside shot. There's another turnover, and there's going to be a foul in transition. Florida Tech, again, trying to get home court advantage in the first round of the SSC. You can see a little bit more urgency on their part.
Oh, yeah, they're playing with a very direct purpose. This game is very meaningful.
Jesse White is going to check in now for Tampa, checking in for Jonathan Bryant II. Jesse White, out of another area in which I've lived, out of Oregon, Sam Barlow High School, lived in Gresham. I had a chance to visit with him after the shoot-around this morning and got caught up a little bit. He said he's going to call his dad and see if he knew who I was. I said, I'm the guy that did the fifth quarter during the Drexler era.
Right.
Over at Tony Roma's. And the block shot there, Micah Brown got it stuffed against the glass.
I tell you this, Jesse White is going to have his hands full. He's guarding a guy that's about 6'5", 6'4", 200. You know, and so there's a size that. But the way you make up for that is toughness and make him guard you on the offensive end.
Right. DeAndre Harvey is checked into the game now for Tampa. He's with the ball right now. Gives it to Jesse White. Good shooter, Jesse White out of Barlow High. Barlow Bruin. I know those high school nicknames. I've been around a lot of places for a lot of years. Russell with a chance to add to the 17-point lead, defended by Young. Picks up the ball. Has to have some help from Martin. Noble with a drive, left hand, lay in. Yeah. So far, it's been all Panthers. Well, Harvey had a couple of chances.
Yeah, Harvey
didn't want to shoot too early.
But when he got the ball, he had a straight drive to the basket. He stopped as if he was going to shoot a three, and the defense converged.
Here comes Houck. Nice feed inside, and another dunk by Noble. Noble with the slam. I'd said that he's off to a good start, and he indeed is. He's 4 for 4 from the floor. 9 points, tops in the game. And 7 rebounds for Harris. Niall Harris to go with his 5 points. It's been all Florida Tech. We'll step aside for a moment with 11:01 left. Here in the first half, it is Florida Tech 27, Tampa 6.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
11:01 left here in the first half. Here at the Bob Martinez Athletic Center in Tampa. It's a beautiful afternoon outside, but inside the Spartans fans are finding it a little cloudy and stormy. It's been all Florida Tech thus far. 27-6 the score. You talk about the three-point shots. Tampa has made just 2 out of 10. Only 5 two-point attempts in this early going for Tampa.
Yeah,
but, interestingly,
I will bet you that it wasn't Coach Smith's game plan to come in here and be jump shot heavy from behind the arc.
Could be. Florida Tech, meantime, also has 10 attempts as Young gets to the basket and doesn't get the lay-in. Florida Tech is 5 out of 10 from deep, so they've had the same amount of shots, but a better success rate. There's a shot for 3. Oh, my goodness. How really can shoot the ball.
Yes, he can. He's not a shooter. He's a shot maker.
There you go. And there's a difference. Explain the difference. Because he is that. He doesn't just shoot it. He makes it.
When a guy shoots 10 wide open threes and makes 2, that's a guy that's shooting.
He's a shooter.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, when a guy shoots 10 threes and makes 5 or 6, sometimes 7, he's a shot maker. Not a shot taker.
Inside it goes. Noble with another bucket. My goodness. He has got 11. Brown gives to Harris, drives and kicks for 3 from Young, and it's around and out, and Haug with the rebound. Whoa. Well, if you Florida Tech fans are watching, you must be enjoying this one so far.
I would say it's been a long-time rivalry in this conference. Florida Tech was always tough and respectable. You had to really work to beat them. But right now,
Seshawn Russell with a chance for a three-point play here with 9:27 left.
Yeah, this is looking like a preseason scrimmage. We gotta shore up on both ends, man. As Spartans, Spartan pride.
Russell is an 87% free throw shooter, and he does not. It rolls out.
Oh wow!
I jinxed him. And that 87% is only second best on the team.
Wow.
Haug is best at 88%. A rough start for the Tampa Spartans here in their regular season finale. This will end the season. They have no chance of being in the SSC tournament. Harris backs up for a 3.
And they're still not in double digits yet, though, with just under 9 minutes to go in the first half.
34-9. And Harris has accounted for 2 of 3 from three-point range. A nice pass inside, missed, but the dunk by Noble. Noble with 13. He's outscored Tampa by 4.
Wow, he's playing with the purpose.
And it's going to be a hand check as Brown tried to get to the basket. I mean, there's just not a lot that you can do when Florida Tech is off to the kind of start they are. I mean, you hope that you can play good defense, but, Florida Tech, frankly, has great athletes, good shooters. It's kind of a nice team.
No, they are, and to see the game to be so close down there in Melbourne, but, I mean, yes, UT, they are injury-riddled, so it's not the same roster.
They are.
But, yeah, but there's still a better way to play than the way it is right now. So these guys, they got to make up in their minds and compete and fight.
Jesse White with a nice move in the lane, gets a bucket, gets Tampa into double figures finally at 36-11. Nikola Kovacevic is in for Harris for Tampa. 3-point shot straight away. Well, I should say these shots have been open too.
Yes.
It's not like they've all been made with a hand in the face.
But they're making them. That's the thing. You got them. That's one of the keys to winning basketball. You got to make your open shots.
7 of 12. 58% from three-point range, and inside, Kovacevic scores.
I'll tell you this, Kovacevic, overcome a lot to get back on the court after suffering a season-ending injury, last season. And
nice to see him rewarded here with a bucket.
He can be a pro in Europe. I think so.
Wow. All right. Well, there's a timeout on the floor, so we'll take a quick break and come right back. 39-13, 7:34 left in the half here in Tampa.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Well, last Saturday, as we mentioned earlier, Tampa hosted the number 1 Division II team in the country, Nova Southeastern. And right about now, it was a ball game. It was 52-46 at halftime. Tampa had led much of the half, frankly.
Yes, they did.
And then, of course, Nova Southeastern pulled away. But this is not that game. This one has none of the same feel to it. It's all been Florida Tech thus far. But as we were starting to say about Kovacevic as he heads to the free throw line, he's 1 of 2 from the line this season, and if he makes this, he'll have his season high in points with 3.
Yes, and he's also left-handed.
Yeah.
Now, the funny thing with the Nova Southeastern game, Tyson Lato missed that game also with the concussion. So it's unfortunate to miss your final 2 games of any season.
Yeah. Tyson Lato will be back next season, just a sophomore. Got a couple more years to play. Niall Harris working on Jesse White, kicks it out. Haupt faked the 3, steps in for 2. Nope. Dishes inside, and a chance for another 3-point play, the traditional way.
Yep. Yeah, as you mentioned, I mean, they're big, they're strong, they're athletic, and they came here with the purpose. The Florida Tech Panthers, that is.
Yeah.
They're not playing like kitty cats. They're playing like their names, Panthers.
Yeah, and they're showing great teamwork.
Right.
They give up the basketball. They find an open teammate. They're not just making shots. I mean, they are, but they're doing more than that. They're doing a lot of good stuff out there, and they lead 41-14 with 7 minutes left in the half. Harris is back in, got it to Kovacevic, who lost the handle out of bounds. It'll be Panther ball. Now the official from the outside is going to change it. He said, "I think that ball might have been knocked out by Florida Tech." I would just beg.
Wow.
I would just say, what's it going to hurt if you give Tampa the ball right here?
But, I mean, I'm glad that called because it was obviously knocked out,
Yeah.
But
and Kovacevic pleaded his case, and rightly so.
Sometimes officials don't like to overrule one another because you don't want to seem as if you're not working in conjunction, but sometimes there is a need for it.
Yeah,
right.
The guy who has the better look.
You don't want to cheat the players as young men.
Harris gives it into the corner. DeAndre Harvey drives into the lane. Tough shot. Up, no good. Shot it over Nima. George Nima, number 4, checking into the game. And now double dribble is called. A turnover on the Spartans. Right now, Tampa shooting just 22% from the floor. Florida Tech, 71%.
Wow.
Some of it, of course, from the outside, 7 of 12 from three-point range, but they're getting the ball to the rim as well.
Yeah, they're doing everything. They have several dunks already. That's a charge.
Pick and roll, that's an offensive foul called by my broadcasting partner, DeCarlo DeVoe. Let me ask, in your career here at UT, did you give more charges or collect more charges? On the defensive end or the offensive end?
I probably took more charges than were
called
on me. But the funny thing is luckily I could maneuver in the air because as I was setting to go up, if someone didn't feel they could challenge me at the rim, they would try to take a charge. So now I got to finesse it around them, avoid the charge, and still try to get off a good shot.
Momentary cleaning up some perspiration there. Kovacevic gives it out to Jesse White. He can hit that shot, and
yes,
he does.
He did.
Haupt, I think, was guarding him and thought, well, you know what? Credit shooter versus shooter there.
Right. Scorers don't like to be scored upon. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta go at them.
And another three-point shot is knocked down. Niall Harris again. Harris now has 3 3-pointers. And the Panthers are 8 of 13 from deep.
Wow.
Inside to Kovacevic, knocked out of bounds. It'll still be Tampa ball.
Now, right now, they're shooting the ball exceptionally well.
Yes, they are. It's 44-17 with 5:31 left in the first half. Jesse White would like to get free. He launches a long three. This one no good. Kovacevic got the rebound. Blocked from behind. Now it kicked out for an open three. No good. Oh, Harvey had a good look. It just didn't go. Now Haupt into the lane. Nice little move and doesn't get it to go, but tipped up and in. That was Nima. Makes it 46-17 with 5 minutes left.
Yeah, he's an Australian player. For the
nice feed by
yes,
Kovacevic inside to Harris. And a chance for a three-point play.
That's the funny thing. He missed one of these earlier uncontested. Now he gets fouled and finishes strongly with a chance at the conventional and one. 3-point play.
And no. And one, but and no. 46-19 is the score. Session Harris to the basket, lays it up and in. A little too easy. A little too easy. Harris now with 10. I said Harris. Russell. I correct myself. Russell now with 10. And losing the handle there was Haupt. Harris backs out. And time called. What do we have here? Maybe a shot clock issue? Not sure. Are they looking for perspiration on the floor, perhaps?
Yeah, because on the last drive, Jesse White, he went up strongly, but he got banged and fell on the floor. No foul call, but luckily for UT, Florida Tech turned it back over to us. Yeah, get that sweat off the floor. You don't want any slip and slides.
No, that's for sure. You know, it's interesting. Kovacevic has played only 27 minutes all season, but he had 4 sort of productive minutes out there.
Yeah, I mean, with some things, I mean, you've seen Bol with the Denver Nuggets, even though Denver Nuggets are the first team, number 1 team in the West right now. And then look at Bol with the Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
You know, so when you're given ample opportunity, sometimes you're able to showcase your talents.
Jake Harris misses the 3. 4 minutes left in the half, 48-19. Russell kicks out. There's Grant, who's into the game now. He launches a 3 from the corner. Sam Grant with a miss. In a hurry, Harvey lays it up. Beautiful reverse.
Yeah, that was a nice shot.
Harvey, third-year sophomore out of Daytona Beach, Potter's House Academy, averaging about 10 points a game, third on the team. Sam Grant, I think, got hit in the eye, and now the officials will stop play. No foul, of course, was called, but I think he got hit right in the eye, maybe the nose.
Now, notice this. DeAndre Harvey is Potter's House Academy, and Niall Harris is... Mackay Noble is Potter's House Christian Academy. Is it the same school?
Huh.
Well, one is in Jacksonville. Well, his hometown is Jacksonville. And DeAndre is from Daytona Beach. But I wonder.
Could they have gone to the same school?
Yeah, but the only difference is this one says Christian Academy, and this is Porter's House Academy.
Yeah.
So did we omit putting Christian on?
I don't know.
But
interesting.
I'm wondering. I'll probably ask him after the game. They probably cross paths at the same high school.
Right. Sam Grant is being tended to on the bench, so it looks like he might be coming out of the game. You wonder if he just has a little blurred vision or if he got popped in the nose. We couldn't quite tell from here.
I tell you, getting hit in the nose is,
well,
it's tough. That's why I never became a boxer.
Well, and he was holding his head there momentarily, so you start worrying about a concussion, things like that as well. So we'll see if Sam Grant, the 6'8" forward, sophomore out of England, Wellingborough, averaging about 7 points a game off the bench. He's going to stay on the bench for the moment. And we see coming into the game John Turgott, number 3. Turgott, Nima, Haug, Harris, and Russell on the floor right now for the Florida Tech Panthers. It's Young, Harris, Brown, Harvey, and White for Tampa. And they're inside another easy basket for Niall Harris. Noble with 13, Harris with 13, Russell with 10, Haug with 8. And that's why it's 50-21 with 3 minutes left in the half. A lot of scoring getting done by the Panthers. Jesse White trying to work free. Micah Brown, air ball.
Wow.
.240 remaining in the half. This is a team, as I mentioned, scored 100 points on Wednesday against Lynn as they snapped their 3-game losing streak with a 100-77 victory. Here's Seshaun Russell. Drive and kick. Open from the corner. No good. They've at least started to miss a few from deep. They were 8 of 14 before that one. 57% from downtown. And checking back into the lineup is Yannick Oma.
Sorry to cut you off, but if UT can go on like a 8-10-0 run, something like that, it can give them some hope to maybe try to come back and win this game.
Yeah, if you cut this 29-point deficit to maybe 15-ish,
right,
then that's a good point. Get a little momentum, go into the locker room at halftime and say, hey, look, let's play the way we did there the last 2 minutes. White cutting through. Nice pass. Good entry pass. White is fouled.
See, they got to get to the bonus. They got to play aggressively. And as we mentioned with the women, they play on a lot of levels, but they made more free throws than their opponents attempted by being aggressive. So those cuts to the basket like that, it helps to neutralize Florida Tech. You stop the clock, get points from the free throw line, and keep manufacturing points.
Jesse White, front end of a 1-and-1 is no good. Boy, sometimes things just don't go your way. White is 83% free throw shooter on the year.
Right.
And possible 2 points there that they don't get, and now you got to try to keep it from being a 30-point advantage. Haug on a runner, no good. Got his own rebound.
Standing.
Pass and cut. We see O'Sullivan is into the game, number 0. And a right-hand hook right there, no good by Stephen Merritt. Stephen Merritt, number 15, is checked into the game. The 6'9" center from Merritt Island, Florida, out of Eastern Florida State. Just over a minute and a half left in this first half. And Florida Tech on pace to have his second straight game. Josh Mims, the coach's son, is back. His first game in a while. He hasn't played since the 28th of January. He'd been out with an injury, as Tampa does get a bucket here.
Ain't nothing like playing for your dad. I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
If there's one player a coach can get on, it's his own son.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. That's an okay thing. And there's a 3-point shot drained.
Do you remember Bobby Knight getting on Pat Knight?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Turgott knocked down the three a moment ago, and now they're going to go down and try to do another. Turgott has only made now 6 3-pointers all season, but everything's going. Everything's going. Turgott knocks down another one.
Down 30 right now.
I stand corrected. That was Merritt that knocked down the last one. They have similar style bodies, and I misidentified the player. Stephen Merritt knocked down the three-pointer that time. It's 56-26. 3 seconds left. 3-point shot doesn't go, and the half mercifully comes to an end. It's a 30-point halftime lead for Florida Tech. 56-26. We'll step aside for about 10 minutes, a little more than that, and then we'll come back and update you on the first half scoring. It is 56-26 Panthers over the Spartans here on the TampaSpartans.tv. Well, we're about a minute away from starting the second half here in Tampa. Florida Tech off to a tremendous start here on this Saturday afternoon, leading the Tampa Spartans 56-26 at the break. No surprise, because the Panthers have just simply played better in every area. They have out-rebounded Tampa 29-11. 7 offensive rebounds as part of that. The Panthers have shot 61% from the floor, 30% for Tampa. 10 of 18 from beyond the arc. We have Noble with 13. Niall Harris with 13 points and 9 rebounds. Russell with 10 points. Hogg with 8. For Tampa, you have Micah Brown and Jake Harris with 8 apiece leading the way. It's just been a frustrating day for the Spartans in every area, and it'll be interesting to see what, if anything, was said at halftime and if it can provide a spark for the Spartans. You know, when these two teams met the first time at Florida Tech, it was a 65-59 final.
Wow.
And Florida Tech already has 56.
Wow.
Florida Tech did win that game. But this one, from the get-go, the Spartans have never led. It was only tied at 0-0 until the Panthers scored their first points. Russell, defended by Young, tried to get it inside. It's kicked out of bounds by Young. Isaiah Young, out of Chicago, Whitney Young High School. Same high school that Tyson Leto attended. Leto not playing today because of an injury. So disappointing to not see the one big guy who's been pretty effective inside.
Right.
20 on the shot clock as Russell is defended by Young.
It's a size mismatch. Russell is saying clear out.
Pump fake, made some room for himself, and he knocked it down. Credit for Russell on that. He's been doing that for a long time in this league.
Yes, he has. I mean, it's like, it's almost like, what can you do or say?
58-26. Jake Harris gets it inside. Kovacevic with the left hand, no. Rebound by Noble.
Not a bad-looking shot by Kovacevic.
It looks to me like he's going to get some playing time here in the second half.
Why not?
And Russell continues to dazzle. 60-26. This is painful to watch, I'm sure, if you're a Tampa fan. And going up high to get that one was Olma. Offensive rebound. Spartans haven't had a lot of rebounds today, as I mentioned, in the first half, out-rebounded 29-11.
Yeah, they've gotten the rebounds that have come to them, but sometimes you got to go get it.
And just before he nails the hook, the shot clock violation. Not a lot of turnovers in this game. That's just the 4th for the Spartans and only 3 for the Panthers today.
It's almost like they can't get the ball to have a chance at turning it over.
No. Hogg for 3. Nope. In and out. Got it back. Now for 2. He's going to be a little frustrated. He's a better shooter than that. He's had a couple of good looks that didn't go down here. Hogg is now, I think, 3 for 9, perhaps.
Oh, wow.
Or 3 for 8. There's a shot, no good. Russell comes away with it. It's a little quiet in here. I can hear you chewing gum.
Man, and I
Another bucket.
Wow. I mean, we have the same 2 numbers on the board, 2-6 and 6-2, but they're just transversed.
Boy, would help to be dyslexics at this point. And now, nice hustle by Kovacevic, and let's see what they call. I think maybe a kick ball. Jonathan Bryant checks back in. Kovacevic and Harris both sit down. Also, Simpson is back in for Tampa.
Yeah, right now you need some type of spark, any type of spark, something to spark your offense. Just the defense also, just a spark, something positive.
You know, Isaiah Young has seemingly increased the defensive pressure on Russell, even though Russell's had some success against him.
Right.
Got a hand in the way there, and here come the Spartans on a 3-on-2.
Good shot. Thank you.
Jonathan Bryant, the second, with the basket. And that was his first bucket of the game, first points. Nothing has come easy for the Spartans today. Florida Tech, meantime, trying to secure a improved seeding spot for the SSC tournament, trying to finish in the 4th spot. They came in tied with Embry-Riddle and Rollins, both of whom are playing today as well. Out gets it. They beat the press just in time. Martin to Russell. Russell drives, tried to get it back to Martin. It'll be a kick ball.
Now see what happens when you increase the pressure. Now it looks like they're giving more of an effort, because when you're down this deficit, you have to do something. You have to change something.
I have to believe that the coach went in at halftime and said, let's start it at the defensive end. Let's increase the defensive intensity, and then maybe we can get some stuff going offensively. And Noble with another hook.
Coach Schmidt, I would tell you this. He's always predicated himself on a man defense. He doesn't curry favor to zone. Not to say zones are bad, but that's just not his philosophy. He was always about an in-your-face man defense. And that's what he's always been about.
Noble and Harris with 15 points apiece for the Panthers, leading the way today. And there's a straightaway shot by Micah Brown. He knocks it down. He's knocked down 3 from beyond the arc, 3 out of 7. He's the first in double-figure scoring for the Tampa Spartans. It's 64-31. A whistle and a foul. Isaiah Young was saying, hey, he hooked me as he was running by me.
But I'll tell you this. Sometimes you can commit a foul, but it can be very purposeful and have a definition and meaning behind it. If someone is going to hook me, I don't mind picking up a foul to let them know, to bring attention to it. Not to just waste them, but just to make sure that the ref knows what's going on, to bring attention. I'm not saying go out there and purposely commit fouls, but sometimes a good foul is going to set a tone. Remember Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul, in the Olympics. When he knew what Spain was going to run, and he ran through Pau Gasol and picked up that foul.
And we're going to keep it here, Andre, just so you know. I want to mention something. You know, this Florida Tech team, a week ago, it seemed unusual to me. They played an exhibition game last Saturday in Atlanta against Georgia Tech.
Wow.
Georgia Tech, ACC team. They were in it. It was single digits, I think, at halftime. And they performed well, but they were playing a D1 school. Here at the end, you talk about a team that maybe is toughening up for the SSC tournament. Don't you think that might have been the idea there? I mean, I really don't know the history of that scheduling, but it was unusual to me to see a game against a D1 school like Georgia Tech this late in the season.
Because Georgia Tech is no walk through. You know players that have come from there: Tommy Hammonds, Kenny Anderson, Mark Price, Dennis Scott.
No, they have players.
Chris Bosh.
And they lost. They did lose 79-56, but
that's a nice tune-up.
And Russell, I think, scored 17, and Hout had a nice game. Bottom line is, they've played big time ball here last week, as a matter of fact, and I think it shows today.
Yes, it does. To equate that to weightlifting. If I want to get stronger, who do I work out with? The guy that's stronger than me or the guy that's weaker than I am?
Yeah. That's a good analogy. Jesse White is in. He gets it inside. Oma, left-hand hook. Good scramble for the ball. Simpson had it for a moment, but it ends up in the hands of Russell. Driving and rejected. Oh, Yannick Oma.
Wow.
That had to feel good.
Yeah, that's a good play, Yannick. He missed the layup on the other end, but he made up for it by denying one for Florida Tech.
Now, I'm not saying it was on its way down and the official should have called goaltending, but you have seen that called on occasion.
He should have just caught it.
Yeah,
like
that would have been bad, man. That would have been something.
If you notice, a lot of the Georgetown centers, when they blocked the ball, they kept it in play. They tried to almost tip it to themselves on the block or block it to a teammate.
And Akeem used to do that all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, for the Rockets as well.
Now, throwing it in the stands, it lends to a great highlight and a ooh and ah by the crowd, but they were trying to turn the blocks into another extra possession.
It seems to me that Sean Houck is just feeling a little bit like, I got to knock one down. I'm struggling a little bit.
Good hands.
65-31 with 15:07 remaining. Spin move and a whistle and a foul going to be called on Oma. That'll be his first foul. Third team foul, but going to the line to shoot a couple. It is Noble. Having quite a game. He's 7 of 7 from the floor. And now 1 of 1 from the line.
Yeah, pretty much all dunks and layups.
Yep. And he misses the second. Out of bounds. It'll be Tampa ball. First miss of the day from the line.
Florida Tech they even look just bigger than UT at every position.
They do. Bryant launched the three. It didn't go. Here's Jesse White for three. It's short. Russell with the rebound pushes ahead. And alley-oop reverse dunk by Noble. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
All smiles on the Panther bench.
Yeah, that was a pretty play. I gotta take my hat off to that.
You could see it coming. All the way. Full court pressure, almost forced a turnover, and actually ends up resulting in a turnover by the Panthers. Well, that was pretty spectacular, that play there a moment ago.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And it helped them get up to a 35-point lead.
Great pushing up the floor by Houck, and then the nice assist on the alley-oop. Missed shot by White. He's frustrated as well. 14 minutes left in this one. 68-33 is the score. Florida Tech has had it from the get-go. Noble loses it out of bounds off of Oma.
You know the sad thing with this, to give another analogy, this is like another man coming in your house, grabbing your remote control, going in your refrigerator.
Ouch.
Warming up your food, drinking your drinks, and sitting in your favorite seat on the couch.
And when you don't like it.
Right.
You don't like it.
Right. So how do you get this guy out of your home?
Man.
You got to put up.
Got to step up somehow.
Yeah.
Noble misses the dunk there on the putback. They've had a few of those today. As far as rebound dunks,
right.
I'm talking about. Unusual that one didn't go. Driving to the basket and fouled is DeAndre Harvey. He'll go to the line to shoot a couple.
That's what you have to make. That's what you have to do to make up for not having Tyson Lato as your post presence in the game.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a comeback is impossible, but it's probably highly improbable. But it's how do you close out?
Yeah.
How do you close out? Right now you're down 34. Do you lose by 34 or do you lose by 14?
You would feel a lot better about the summer if you only lose by 14,
right.
I think. It would still be a loss, no question. But you would have represented a bit better and feel better about it.
Right. And right now, I mean, it's really about the players on the court. The coaches help you scheme, but they don't play. The coaches can't go out there and help. They can't make you maximize your efforts. They can coach you to, but you have to go out there and do it.
Harvey with another bucket at the basket, driving, strong move. Haug, by the way, now in double-figure scoring with that basket at the other end previously. He's got 10.
Harvey right now is playing with some purpose.
Niall Harris, by the way, has picked up and earned his third double-double of the season. He's got 15 points and 10 rebounds. Russell, step-through move, nicely done, lays it with the left hand. He's had this talent. We've seen him here in the SSC do this year after year. He has been a good one. Harvey cut off, baseline, gives it to Micah Brown. Brown in the lane, 10-foot fall away is good.
Good shot.
Brown with 13 now. Full court pressure.
Got to get some stops. He traveled.
It appeared to me that he did. But he
caught, took
whistled.
a step, and then took a 2-foot gather.
Not going to get a lot of whistles here with 12 minutes to play.
I think they just want the game to be over, the officials.
Justin Anderson back on the floor again, number 13 for Tampa. Anderson, Brown, Harvey, White, and Ulma. It's Martin, Haug, Harris, Noble, and Russell for Florida Tech. We might see seniors back in the game here at the end if it doesn't get closer soon. And a nice move by Harvey.
As I said, he's playing with the purpose.
Well, and again, he's just a sophomore. He's got a couple more years. And he'd like to make a statement of, hey, I can do some stuff here, and I'm going to work on it in the summer, and I'll be back next fall.
There is a future for DeAndre Harvey.
Timeout on the floor. We'll step aside. 11:28 left. It's Florida Tech 76, Tampa 43 on the SSC Digital Network. With 11:28 remaining, Florida Tech leading 76-43. We should mention the officials because, they're out here working on a Saturday afternoon, a beautiful Saturday afternoon. They're inside here, running up and down the floor. Brian Rozier, Kevin Hetherington, and Aaron Chambliss have done a pretty good job. And, it's tough in games that are lopsided. It's tough to officiate. It's tough to play.
Right.
It's tough to broadcast, because you much prefer games that are exciting right down to the final shot. There's nothing better than a buzzer beater when you're a broadcaster.
Man, I mean, come on. That's a broadcaster's dream right there, Scott.
It is.
I don't know if you watched the game, but did you see the stats of Sacramento and the Clippers last night?
I did not.
Man, it was the second highest scoring game in NBA history.
Is that right?
Yeah, Sacramento actually upset the Clippers.
Wow.
It was 176 to 175 or
something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Whistle on a foul. Stopping play. 11:03 to play. Do want to mention Harvey. Harvey's 5 out of 7 from the floor, 12 points. And, again, he's trying to make a statement and, do some things to get the attention of the coaching staff as they head into the winter. Harvey, by the way, this is not his biggest game by far. I mean, he's been a regular, certainly, and his career high was 25 points last year against Embry-Riddle. Is the rejection by Ulma, but it got back to Haug, and he laid it in. Season high 21 for Harvey. That was against Florida Southern. 176-175 was the score, the intern tells us. So, yeah, that's a lot of scoring. Whistle and a foul is called Harvey on the pass off, so it'll be out of bounds to Tampa. That foul was on Niall Harris, his third foul. Nearing the midway point of the second half. Micah Brown, wheels, deals, 15-footer, good. Micah also trying to show, hey, I still got game. Don't forget me. This is my senior year. This is my last game on this court, and I'm going to try to end it in style.
Right. Go out with making people remember you.
He now has 15 points. Rebound by Oma. Well, it's helping that Florida Tech isn't making every single shot like they seem to do, as Harvey with another nice drive and scoring with the left hand. And a hold is going to be called on number 13. That's Justin Anderson.
This may sound weird, but the lead is cut to 29.
Well, and we're still half of the second half to go. You could end up with that 15-point deficit.
Right.
If they continue to play with a purpose here. It's also hard, let's point out, it's hard for the team leading by 29 or 35 to keep playing at the same intensity.
Right,
too.
it is.
You know.
And you have to take advantage when you see those lapses.
Yep. Russell inside, Noble scores and is fouled.
See, that's what I mean right there as far as committing a foul with a purpose. Now, if you're caught out of position, try to get out of the way. If you're going to make the foul, make them shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah.
You know, you're not trying to be malicious and hurt a player, but you're just trying to be strong enough on the foul to prevent them from making the basket.
Right. 5 new players coming in, actually 4, as the shooter has to remain until the made free throw. Then they'll blow the horn and let him in. But it's a whole new crew. As Jack likes to say, it's a line shift like hockey.
Right. Now, if he's an unselfish player, he'll make this.
Well, you'd have made it too. You would have too, buddy. I'm just pointing it out. You know, you want those points. You got to get them.
Right.
He makes the 3-point play. So Noble now with 21 points. 9 of 10 from the floor. 2 of 3 from the line. 81-47. Alma gives to Micah Brown. Off the screen. Brown thinking about rising up, but gives it to White. Jesse White skips it over to Simpson. A long 3 is no good by Anderson, rather. And Anderson gets it out. White ends up with it. Lays it up with the left hand and scores.
And that was all created by the hustle on the missed shot by Yannick Oma. Great hustle, young man.
You know, there's no question injuries playing a bit of a factor in this game. I mean, not that it would be a difference maker as far as a result, but the injury to Yarden Willis, I mean, he had a career-high 11 points and 15 rebounds at Florida Tech.
Wow.
So, you know, he would have been feeling pretty good about coming and playing the Panthers today, I think.
Right. Especially a familiar opponent that you already had prior success against.
Jesse White nails that free throw. Isaiah Young will come back into the game for DeAndre Harvey. Jesse White says, hey, fellas, we're still full court pressing here. In it comes. O'Sullivan, Turgott, Murphy, Lagos, and Thompson are all on the floor right now for Florida Tech. Thompson is Chase Thompson, a 6'6", 230-pound sophomore out of Omaha, Nebraska.
Lagos is saying he got hit on that layup attempt, but he shot it out of bounds, literally.
Yeah. Here is Brown for 3, no good, and O'Sullivan with the rebound, pushing ahead. They'll run some offense here. And now it's going to be an offensive foul setting the screen there.
And if Isaiah Young didn't have that hot defensive pursuit, that foul is not called.
Yeah.
On the moving screen.
Personal foul on Murphy, his first. The team's 5th foul. Tampa not yet shooting in the bonus. Tampa has only committed 3 fouls. There is a shot by Brown. Micah knocks down another one. He's got 17. Noble, the game's top scorer, with the 21. He's sitting currently. Driving to the basket and being fouled. Jesse White says, sorry, didn't mean to get you, but again, prevented the layup.
Right.
And Lagos will go to the free throw line.
One good thing with Yannick, even though he hasn't, he's not scoring a lot at the offensive end, but he's keeping balls alive. On defensively, he's being a nice rim protector.
Yeah.
He's letting his presence be known in the paint defensively.
Constantino Lagos will go to the line after this break. We'll step aside here for a quick one and come right back. 7:53 left. It's 81-52, Florida Tech over Tampa.
I pledged.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Lagos now to the charity stripe. He will shoot 2 free throws. And the first one from the lefty is good. Lagos just a 39% free throw shooter on the year in somewhat of a limited inventory. He missed that one. The first one looked really good. The second one, not quite so much. Now 11 of 28 on the year. 82-52, still a 30-point deficit for the Spartans. There's the alley-oop. Oh! No! Woo! Oh, my goodness. He was up high. Bryant almost had the play, maybe the play of the year right there. That was a dandy effort.
I thought he was going to finish that, Scott.
A 3-point shot is drained by Thompson. Chase Thompson. Not a bad 3-point shooter. 15 out of 46 on the year. About 32%. Bryant for 3, no good. And now a 3-point shot is short. Jesse White hustles and gets the rebound. He brings it the length of the floor. Will he rise up and shoot the 3? Nope, gives it to Bryant. Bryant might have got away with a walk, gets to the basket, a little strong, but he's fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
I would like for him to finish with that basket, seeing that he's so athletic and strong. I think he has the talent to be able to get through that as he split the defense and still finish despite being fouled.
Jonathan Bryant's career high is 22 points. He's done it twice, including his first year at UT. That's the game I was talking about. It was against Nova Southeastern back in the 1920 season.
He's a talented young man, very athletic.
Nova Southeastern was ranked number 2 in the country when he had that monster game. And it was a close game. Tampa almost upset Nova Southeastern that year.
Yeah, Nova's been they've kind of been the bully of the conference.
They have been lately, haven't they?
Seasons, yeah.
About 6.5 minutes to play. 85-54. And a turnover. Here comes Micah Brown. Brown taking it to the hoop. Very nicely done, a strong move. And again, a guy playing his last game on this floor, you know that has to feel pretty good.
There's a game high for the Spartans at 19.
6 minutes exactly to play in this one. O'Sullivan for three. Strong, off the backboard, no good.
Another score by Micah Brown. He could either tie the game high or take the lead on a three.
Oh, or he can take it right here, like you say. Almost. If that had gone, he would have been at 22. And now a steal.
Off to the
Brown.
races.
They've got numbers behind the back. Bryant.
Oh!
Missed it, got his own rebound, scores, and he'll get a three-point opportunity.
Man, John, send that in. Send it in.
Well, again, two seniors having a little fun that time.
See, that's the type of play that makes people remember you.
To his credit, he got it back and laid it in.
Oh, yes. I'm not.
Yeah.
I definitely applaud the extra effort.
And also, the great effort, and also Micah Brown, very unselfish.
Right.
Could have easily taken it to the basket.
Right.
But two seniors playing the last game together. Bryant misses the free throw. Boy, just nothing has gone the way that the Spartans have grown accustomed to. It hasn't been an idyllic year for the Spartans, but this has not been their best game. That's an understatement.
Right.
I think that might have been blocked.
Yeah, no up high for the rebound.
Bryant got it back, puts it up, and scores.
Right.
85-60. Grant, by the way, is back in the game. So that first half knock to the nose or eyes, I guess he's all right.
That's good to know. Hate to see players get hurt.
Yep. Agee is in the game now. Akeem Agee. Merritt. Nema. And Clemenoglio.
If I was Micah, I would continue putting the pressure on the defense by driving. You know, get to the foul, manufacture points. Take the wide open threes if you have them. But one or two dribbles, shooting over a defender, that's a pretty tough shot.
Taking their time. Merritt kicks it out. Inside it goes. Triple team. Boy, a near steal by Young from behind. Missed shot. Here come the Spartans. Ahead it goes to Young for three. If this goes, it does not, and it's a rebound. Going the other way.
Yeah, pump, fake, and drive.
Inside, missed. Put back is good. Sam Grant comes in and gets it. I mentioned he's played quite a bit this year, averaging almost 7 points and 3 rebounds a game. Scored 24 against Palm Beach Atlantic. Whistle, timeout is going to be called. Let's take our final break here, and then we'll come back. 87-60 the score with 3:26 to play here in Tampa on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
3 minutes and 26 seconds. That's all that remains in the basketball season for the Tampa Spartans. Florida Tech, of course, will be moving on to play in the Sunshine State Conference tournament next week. It's 87-60 here in this regular season finale. The Panthers have led start to finish. And the free throw by Harvey is good. Harvey, nearly an 80% free throw shooter, knocks them both down, and it's 87-62.
Harvey quietly has had a great game off the bench. He normally starts, but with it being senior day, you know, the 5 seniors got to start.
Cutting inside and a whistle, a foul. And that was on Grant, who was fouled, and will go to the line. Young picking up his 4th personal foul. Grant will go to the charity stripe.
Yeah, he was a little late picking up the back cut, but but at least he didn't let the guy get a bucket.
And the front end of the 1-and-1 is made. Justin Anderson comes back into the game for Young. Free throw good as well. 89-62, 3:05 to play. Micah Brown, Bryant. Justin Anderson to Oma. 4 seniors on the floor on senior day, and Micah Brown scores again. He's got 21. The only non-senior out there is Harvey, a sophomore. Talking about for Tampa, of course. Spin move, no whistle. Rebound by Micah Brown. Brown, 21 points, 4 rebounds, leading the way. There's another one, and he raises his hand and says, yes, on my last game on this floor, I want to be remembered for coming up big. That's 24, game high. 3 from the corner, no good. Harvey comes away with it. Big numbers for Tampa. Micah Brown says, nope, I think I'll take the shot myself.
He might as well get 30. He's at 26 right now.
Micah Brown definitely getting it done. Career high is 33, as I mentioned at Lynn. And there, a nice move to the basket. Clementiglo, one of those with the Greek name here. I'm sorry if I mispronounced the name. Sorry, Theo. I'm just going to call you Theo the rest of the way. And Micah Brown again. And a foul called on Harvey in the backcourt. 91-71, so it's a 20-point game, and as you say, there's still a chance you could get it down into where it's less than 20. As they give the nice hand to Micah Brown, who checks out for the final time as a Tampa Spartan. Got to be a little bit of mixed feelings about that. You've been here for so long.
Yeah. He had a good game, though. He had a pretty good game. You know, of course, everyone would like the 28 points with a W.
Jonathan Bryant says, I am also playing my last game here. Bryant knocks it down. He's got 11. Makes his way into double-figure scoring. 91-74. Three-point shot no good as we enter the final minute of play. A three-pointer there is drained. That was Merritt once again.
The lead was just down to 17. Now back up to 20 on the 3. Double team.
Whistle before the shot. That's too bad. That's too bad. Justin Anderson would have loved to have had that one count. I want to correct myself. I believe that last three-pointer was by Nema. He was assisted by Merritt. 94-74 with 41 seconds remaining. And Jonathan Bryant now will leave the game for the final time as a Tampa Spartan. He finishes with 11 points on 4 of 9 shooting. He's had more productive games. That shot by Oma, no good. But it was senior day. They were all honored before the game for their given recognition for their contributions. Some have been here more than 1 year. Some have been here 4 years or more.
Go to the basket.
Justin Anderson, gives the shot. No good. Justin Anderson wanted to have that for his resume.
He tried to relive that previous shot that he made when the foul was called on Noah.
You know, Justin Anderson had not missed a field goal attempt all season coming into the game.
Wow.
So he's 0 for 3 today. So he's going to end the year shooting 50% rather than 1,000. Uh-oh, here we go. Lays it in. He gets on the scoreboard, and that's the final.
Great unselfish play by DeAndre Harvey.
Justin Anderson scores just ahead of the buzzer, and the season comes to an end for the Tampa Spartans. 94-74, the final score here today, as Florida Tech improves to 18-10 overall, 11-9 in Sunshine State Conference play, heading into the SSE tournament next week. Tampa ends the season 8-18, 7-13 in conference play. Quick check of the scoring. 21 points for Noble. He led the way for the Panthers. 70 points for Niall Harris. He also had 11 rebounds. 17 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and a nice all-around game for Seshawn Russell. Haupt with 12 points and 7 rebounds. Martin had 6 points, 4 boards, 5 points for Nima. And there were others that scored between 1 to 3 points. Nice team win for Florida Tech. A win by 20 points, 94-74. Micah Brown in his final game here, 28 points on 12 of 23 shooting, 4 of 11 from deep, had 4 rebounds as well. Also in double-figure scoring was DeAndre Harvey, who had 16 points, 4 assists and a couple of rebounds, plus a steal. 11 points for Jonathan Bryant in his final game on this floor. Jesse White scored 8. 3 points for Kovacevic, and 2 points for Justin Anderson. Got him right there ahead of the buzzer. So final thoughts on this final game and a wrap-up of the season from my partner,
I'll tell you this. On senior night, you know, I'd rather be the one celebrating the victory. And that's just my mentality. But nevertheless, it's nice to see these guys go out, play their last game, you know, just try to give it their all and go on into whatever respective careers that they will go into. Nevertheless, no matter what it is they do to be successful, they will be part of the Tampa Spartans family.
They have that legacy, that's for sure.
Amen.
All right. Carlo DeVoe, thank you, my friend.
Thank you,
Nice to
Scott.
work with you again. Andre, thank you for handling things as the producer again today. Again, Jack Ike will be back on Tuesday, I think, when the women's will be hosting their first round game in the SSC tournament.
Right.
I'm Scott Lynn. It's been my pleasure to be with you again, filling in for Jack. And that's going to do it for here. We'll head out on a beautiful night in Tampa. The final score once again, Florida Tech 94, Tampa 74. You saw it all right here on TampaSpartans.tv.